September 14, 1940. The Blitz gave no respite. British cities, especially London, were under aerial attack as Luftwaffe bombers dropped tons of explosives. The Heinkel He-111 and Junkers Ju-88 were the main bombers used. Both carried large loads of incendiary bombs, such as those filled with phosphorus, as well as penetration bombs. The attack began at nightfall at 7 p.m., with the first wave of bombers dropping tons of explosives over London. The bombers flew in a V formation, with 50 aircraft in the front line, followed by other lines of bombers and fighters that protected the formation. This strategic arrangement aimed to increase coverage and make interception by British fighters more difficult. The bombers flew at altitudes between 13,000 and 20,000 feet, reducing the risk of being hit by anti-aircraft defense. In the first wave, hundreds of bombs were dropped over London. Most struck the East End, hitting factories and military depots. Other targets included transport hubs, railway stations, and ports essential for the movement of resources and troops. The second wave of bombers arrived at midnight, maintaining the same V formation, but with a reduced number of aircraft due to increased British resistance. The bombers continued to focus on industrial and military targets. The attack intensified, with the bombers escorted by fighters that drove away British aircraft. The presence of escort fighters was crucial. They protected the bombers and kept British fighters such as the Spitfire and Hurricane from intercepting the formations before the bombers reached their targets. After the second wave of attacks, the bombing continued throughout the night, with new bombers arriving. That night, 300 bombers flew over London, dropping 3,000 incendiary bombs and 200 large bombs. These attacks caused devastating fires and large-scale destruction. The incendiary bombs, designed to create massive fires, struck building rooftops and set everything around them ablaze. The phosphorus burned intensely and was almost impossible to extinguish, spreading fire over large areas. The Junkers Ju-88 were not just bombers, but also ground attack aircraft. They struck ammunition depots and armament factories, carrying fragmentation bombs that scattered shrapnel over large areas, causing widespread damage. The British response, though overwhelmed, was effective. The chain-home radar system, which could detect bombers at great distances, was one of the most effective weapons in Britain's air defense. It allowed London to send its Spitfire and Hurricane fighters to intercept the bombers before they reached their targets. The agile and fast Spitfires were the main defense against bombers and enemy fighters. Armed with 8mm machine guns and 20mm cannons, British pilots tried to shoot down as many enemy aircraft as possible in quick maneuvers. The more robust Hurricanes were used for more aggressive interceptions, engaging bombers flying at lower altitudes. On the ground, London relied on a network of anti-aircraft batteries made up of 3.7-inch guns, which fired explosive shells to create a curtain of fire in the sky. These guns aimed to force the bombers to divert, or if hit, to crash in flames. In addition, barrage balloons obstructed bomber routes, forcing them to fly higher and making them easier targets for fighters. During the bombings, the people of London took shelter in underground bunkers, away from the bombs and explosions. London's defense, though not impenetrable, was crucial in reducing the immediate impact of the attacks, with counterattack tactics, air defenses, and radar playing vital roles in protecting the city. After intense hours of bombing, Germany suffered devastating losses. 45 bombers and 12 fighters had been shot down. By the end of the early morning, Germany retreated in frustration, while London, though devastated, still stood. The city had withstood the rain of iron, and though the damage was great, the victory belonged to the British. That night, hundreds of tons of explosives were dropped. This bombing became known as the Night of the Bombs. Between October 7, 1940 and June 6, 1941, London suffered thousands of Luftwaffe air raids, causing great destruction and numerous casualties.